Hi everyone, welcome once again with a new topic today, and today's topic of discussion is market indicators. So let me write it very quickly. Market indicators. So friends, we have had a lot of discussion on something called technical analysis. In the previous video, I have already discussed what is technical analysis, and we have seen that technical analysis makes use of certain trend analysis, or with the help of certain charts, we try to predict the future price movements. I would recommend you to go through the previous video on trend analysis. However, this topic is a subset of technical analysis. It is a part of technical analysis. So I'll make it very simple. What is market indicators, or what are market indicators? Now we have some group of stocks. For example, we take an index. Say we take Nifty 50, and we know that this has 50 number of stocks that are representative, right? Now what happens that when we plot the performance of the index, it shows the average performances of all the 50 stocks. Agree? So it could be like this, that it shows that over the years or over the time period, days or months, whatever, the prices have reflected a positive trend or a rising trend. But friends, try to understand that out of this 50, there could be some which is not reflecting a positive trend. It could be so that there are some number of stocks which are showing a downward trend, where there is a price decline. Whereas for some, we can observe that there are price rise. But since it is an average performance, so that could not be we cannot understand, that does not reflect clearly that there are some number of stocks which are actually moving opposite to the average performance of the index. Okay, and this is what we understand by market indicators, that we are trying to understand the health of the group of stocks, right? It takes into account all the securities, all the shares, and then we try to know what actually the market is going to take. I mean to say, what could be the momentum? Okay, will the momentum be maintained or it will be disturbed? This can be studied with the help of market indicators. Just take it this way, that if we have 50 number of stocks and we see that there is a positive rise, could be that in this case there are 20 stocks which has actually shown a negative. There could be some another 10 stocks which have shown negative. There could be some 30 stocks which have shown negative. 30, 40, 50. Okay, suppose we have 100 stocks here. So what we can see is that as time is passing, or with time, there are some number of stocks or some shares which are actually taking a reversal, or the momentum is reversed. And that means this trend that I can see here is getting weaker and weaker. So this can be identified only with the help of market indicators. If I take into account only the index performance, I see an upward trend. But if I have to know know the things which are hidden so far, that is how many stocks are not participating in the trend. If the trend is positive, there could be some number of stocks which is not participating in this positive trend. So if I know this, then it will help me understand whether this trend is going to be disturbed in time to come. Okay, what is the chance that this momentum will be disturbed? Agree? So let's move on. So there are two types of market indicators. One is the market breadth indicator. The other one is the depth indicator. Okay, let's understand the breadth indicators. So we will cover few 1, 2, 3, 4 breadth indicators. So in this video, we are going to start with the first breadth indicator, and that is known as the AD line. So let's understand this. This is a very interesting concept which will help you understand the market. Okay, so let's understand what's the full form of AD. AD means advance and decline. D means decline. Okay, so advanced decline line. Very simple concept. Advanced decline line means what we are going to take. We are going to take the period. Suppose I am taking about, say, month 1, month 2, or it could be day 1, day 2, and this way I take n number of days, okay, or n number of months. We try to know on this day, or in this month. Better we call it day, because generally AD line is constructed on daily type price data. So on this day, how many stocks have shown advances? What does advance means? Advance means that how many of the stock has a positive closing price. In other words, how many of the stocks have shown an increase in the closing price from the last closing price. So if the last closing price was 200 and today's closing price is 210, so it has taken an advance of 10. So this is advance. So suppose here I get 50, so I get, again there is another advance of 40. So I will find out how many such stocks are there which has taken an advance. Advance means which has a increase in, which has this type of situation. I don't know how to define. That means which are those stocks which has shown an advance with regards to its closing price. So it has shown an advance of 10, it has shown an advance of 40. So I'll try to find out how many such stocks are there on this day. Okay, so suppose it is this much. Okay, and how many such stocks are there on this day that has shown a decline? Decline means could be like this. Okay, decline could be like this. Okay, how many such stock has shown decline? Say 526 stock has shown decline. This way I fill up. Okay, this way I fill up all the details. Okay, and just these are all my random numbers, so these are all hypothetical. So suppose this much, whatever it is. So and write here 110. So what is happening here? We are showing how many advancing stocks and how many declining stocks. After that we try to find out net advance. Net advance means A minus D, advances minus D. Okay, we will find out. So sometimes you will find it is positive, sometimes you will find negative. Okay, so this way you will find the net advances. Okay, so what does the net advance means? Net advance means on a particular day whether advance was more or decline was more. If the advance is more, the figure comes out to be positive. If decline is more, the figure will be negative. So friends, we got this net advances. Then what we will do? We'll try to find out the AD line. How do I find out the AD line? Suppose your net advance is 210 here. Suppose it's hypothetical. This minus this is not 210. I just wrote it 210. Suppose it is minus 300, minus 100, minus 50. Say for example this is 100. So what I will do? I will try to take the cumulative value. Okay. So 210. Then 210 plus this. So it will become 510. 510 plus this. So it will become 610. 610 plus this, it will become 660. This way I take the cumulative values and write here. Okay, so this is my cumulative values and I got this what is known as AD line. This is known as the advanced decline line. So friends, what it is showing? It is showing our net advances. And when you take the cumulative value of it, this is actually nothing but the breadth. This is actually the breadth. Okay. So now when I plot it in a graph, so friends try to understand this part now. When I plot it in a graph, so when I plot it in a graph, suppose it goes like this. So this is your AD line. Okay. Okay friends. However, it could be so that your Nifty, if you plot it, it is also like this. Okay. So this is your Nifty. And this is your AD line. Okay friends. So you can see whether the Nifty and AD line is actually reflecting the same thing or not. The Nifty and AD line, is it reflecting the same thing? If it is so, there is no problem, there is no divergence. Okay, but if you find that no, at some point of time Nifty had shown something and AD line has shown something, then we call it as divergence. So friends, is it not a good tool for investor? Yes, it is a good tool because it will not tell us, this index will not tell us where how much the strength of the momentum. It will not tell us the strength of the momentum. Could be so that the strength is getting weaker and weaker. The trend is getting weaker and weaker because of increasing percentage of stocks not participating in this trend. So this can only be identified with AD line. So in the next video we will understand where can there be divergence. Okay, the purpose of AD line is to identify the divergence. So friends, in the next video we will understand very clearly what is divergence. So friends, I hope you got the concept. What is market indicators? Market indicators is going to talk about how the market is going to move in the future, what kind of move the market is going to show or exhibit in the future. This is possible only when you make use of certain indicators. The first indicator is the advanced decline line, which is calculated by taking the net advance, which is actually the difference between the advance and decline. And what is advance? The number of stocks which has shown a positive rise, whereas how many has shown a negative. And then we have seen that we take the cumulative values, and that is what we get is known as the AD line. And when we plot the AD line and compare it with the broad-based index, we try to know whether there is any divergence or not. We will understand divergence in the next lecture. Till then, please do go through this and find out if there are any point where you need clarifications. I'll be glad to explain it again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.